All right. So, you want a message? I'll give you one. Fellas, let's just go ahead and start with y'all. Yes, love, emotions are choices, and they are temporary. That unconditional love that you are seeking is the unconditions that you are reflecting from your own heart. It is a reflection. Once you believe it, once you have it, once you grasp it, once you have it in your spiritual possession, once you have it within you, you will then receive it. You sit here and you complain all the time, and you sit here and talk about how women, they know what they want. They know exactly what they want after they deal with you. You coming from a broken heart, you're going to continue to attract women like that because that is what you believe. You refuse to see women or any of your partners any other way. And, you have every right to feel the way you feel. But the thing is you got to let the F go. You got to let it go. Because at the end of the day, not all of us are the same. And I can continue to rant and chant and all that extra stuff. But the reality of it is y'all act physically, making it out like you're in love, like you're doing these things. But deep down inside, you're really not aligned with the person you're with. So when they beat you to the punch, because they're reciprocating from your heart chakra, they're reciprocating from your spirit, they're manifesting every belief system that you have, that's what women are going to do. Doesn't make it right. Does not make it right. But because she beat you to the punch, all of a sudden you heartbroken. Can you really say that you are hurt over this woman? Or are you hurt in your pride because she beat you to it? Because deep down, you were already set up to think about somebody else, to deal with somebody else. You wasted time on being loyal. That's not who you are then. If that's not who you are, if that's not your truth, then why not live in your truth? Why not live in your truth instead of allowing people to come in and continue to live throughout your manifestations? Because that's exactly what you're doing. Inside, you're not aligned with anything that you're putting yourself through. So why not just live in your truth? This has nothing to do with sexuality. This has everything to do with you being your true, authentic self, without judging yourself or cross-examining yourself too much on worrying about what other people think about you. Thing is, if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. If you want to be out there doing whatever it is you want to do and not committing in a relationship, then do that. But you're sitting in stagnation, needing and using and wanting this woman or man or whoever you're tied to because you haven't figured yourself out. That's not that person's problem. So you sit about 10 years or less, maybe 5-10 years, committing to this person, engaged to this person, waiting on the time to be right for you to fully commit and marry this person. Maybe you should already have been on that plan 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Maybe you should have already thought about this a long time ago. But instead, you're keeping this woman, this person in stagnation. And because they seen that you just weren't in the right place, now all of a sudden it's all about money. It's all about this. It's all about that. It's all about everything else. But where you need to be responsible and where your responsibilities are is to yourself. You know you're not in a great place. You know you're not in the best space you need to be in. You're depressed. You depend on substances. Or you could just be a person that depend on people because you can't be alone. The reality of it is that you are faulting yourself every angle. And it's not meant to be in those energies. If you stay in a low vibrational energy constantly, and this person that you're with is elevating. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that it's right for them to cheat. I'm not saying it's right for them to just leave you where you're at, but I'm not saying that they're wrong either, because if they're elevating and you're sitting here dragging them to the floor, dragging them down, then the relationship, the connection is pointless. You're no longer serving in the relationship because you're down. You need to serve yourself. Now, I'm not bitching at all, man. I'm not bitching at all, y'all. But you know you want to be greater than that. You know you want to be more than you. And if you got to do that, then you got to get off the breast milk, man. You got to get off the titty. You got to start getting into that energy and stop demanding all this respect. Stop demanding all of this stuff and actually go out and earn it. Because if us women have to earn it from you, what makes you think you can't earn it? When you come home, you are treated because you've earned it. You are treated because you are loved. You are treated because this is a genuine connection, because we are working together. But if you sitting here dragging your feet, dragging me down with you, dragging your partner down with you, and you're not going anywhere, it's keeping y'all in an ongoing struggle, ongoing cycle, it's not good. It's not good. So maybe you do need to be single for a while. Maybe you do need to be alone. Maybe you do need to take this time to get out of stagnation, to do the work, to do the follow-up with a belief system. Regain your faith. Because I'm telling you, faith without work is dead. And the thing is, it's like, yeah, you can believe in God. Yeah, you can preach all day about this and that and how you can resort to the wilderness and all this stuff. But we're not in those times. These times, you got to have the money to make the money. And if you want a specific type of woman, you got to make sure that you have the things that you need to provide for that type of woman. Y'all just want roommates and partners. Y'all want mamas to with benefits. My thing is this. If you didn't make me a mama, if you didn't make me a wife, you're not getting that treatment. That's just what it is. You're not getting all of those treatments. You're getting treated like a guest. Okay? I allow you to be my company. I allow you to come into my life to be my company. I'm going to treat you like that. And I treat my guests pretty good. Don't get me wrong. I treat my guests pretty good. When you come into my space, I feed you. When you come into my space, I make sure you're nourished or water. But it's a temporary spot. Because you got your own place you need to go. You don't belong here. So if you're going to sit here and overstay your welcome with me, you damn right. You're going to have to go, move, or whatever. I'm going to leave your ass, you know? You best believe it. I started this conversation out with emotions are temporary because they are. Which means if you have somebody that loves you, and you want that unconditional love, but you're conditioning them every step of the way while you are not even doing your part, then it's in vain. It's in complete vain. You're expecting somebody to fulfill a mother wound or some kind of childhood trauma that is not their problem. I'm not saying that I fixed everything. As a person, as me in this lifetime, I'm in my most feminine energy. I'm a woman in this life too, at the same time. You know, lucky me, right? But I had to address a lot of shit when I was growing, as I was growing in my adulthood. I had to address a lot of my behavior and my belief system. And once I addressed that stuff, I started to see different. I started to notice different things. I started to heal, and I started to receive better as I went on. And you could do that too. You have the ability. And the thing is like, I don't have to give my body to you for you to be shown this. I don't have to give you a full-blown blow-by-blow conversation about this. You need to go to God. That's what I had to do. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go to God. Okay? And you're going to have to practice every single day. And you're going to have to work. You're going to have to get off your ass and go to work. Yes. Yes, you're going to have to work. You're going to have a job. And it don't have to be a big as high paying job at first. You can work at McDonald's and succeed. I've seen men that worked at McDonald's and all them fast food restaurants and got a marvelous looking house. Drive a Hellcat. All that stuff. It don't matter where you at. As long as you know what you're doing and know who you are as a man, you got it, baby. But all this stagnant and negative energy that y'all be doing, this is not going to get you anywhere. And then wasting a woman's time or your partner. It don't have to be a woman. It could be anybody else. Wasting your person's time, wasting the people that love you's time around you In a season where everybody has got to work, in a season where everybody has got to do their part, and you don't think you need to do your part because you want to stay in a child's place, then you don't need to be making all these demands. You don't need to be making all these calls and stuff like that if you're going to stay in a child's place. Because when I was growing up, we always heard the phrase like, hey, you need to stay in a child's place. Or, grown folks is talking. And from time to time, I will be kind of harsh a little bit, because I will be, when I see a childish man or a woman, I'm like, hey, grown folks is talking. You ain't got no rights to me. So on and so forth. If you want to get up on that, you need to earn it. But it's not for the people, it's for yourself. It's for yourself. That's what this is. That's what it is. But you got to start with your relationship with God first. And then comes the healing. Then comes the process. You're going to go through a lot of grieving. You are going to go through a lot of grieving, because you're going to have to accept things for what it is. You're going to have to accept your traumas. You're going to have to accept your behavior. And then you're going to have to acknowledge it. And then you're going to have to change it for you whenever you're ready. But all this low vibrational stuff, it's got to go, because you've got to let go. And I'm not going to elaborate much more on it. Y'all depend on facts and Google nowadays, so y'all can use that. And get you some better friends. Whoever needs to hear that, get you some better friends. Not everybody got to be loyal to you. You got to be loyal to yourself first, and you will draw in better people and better love, a better life. You earn it when you have earned yourself back. I'll end with that. You have earned it when you have earned yourself. And your will, that's your will, baby. You've got to let go, because it's already yours, but you've got to see it. Got to see it.